In our previous video about this floor, we were tearing out the old wood floor that was put in to raise the original floor up and get it all level. This is an old step-down, drop-down living room floor, which when this house was built was sort of a design feature they put in them that we all figured out later was a big mistake. So there's all kinds of problems inside this. For one thing, when you see the previous video when we're tearing out the old floor, you'll see how poorly it was built, and it was just a disaster. So there wasn't any option but to tear it out. So we did that. And what we ended up with was this. And this is where they have come in and they convinced the homeowner to red guard this entire area because they were concerned about moisture getting up under that wood floor. Well, when we hosed down the outside, I'll show you that in a minute and why we did it. What we had happen was a huge amount of water that actually came in to this room. And it's hard to see right now because most of it's dried up, but there is a water stain all along this wall. It even went under the red guard and got right down here and made all that wet at one point. This entire plate line was wet. This is where it pooled up right here, and it was wet all the way back into here. So if we had not done this and they had just left it and tiled over it, what they would have ended up with, the homeowner, it's a real long-term moldy, wet problem. And it may have taken 6 months, it may have taken a year, it may have taken 3 years, but at some point the bottom of that wall would have been rotted out and the floor would be rotting. And they're putting super expensive tile in this room. That was the plan all along. So whoever had advised them to do this wood buildup was giving them bad advice anyway. I mean, it's just stupid. So we're going to come back with the lightweight concrete, which is what should have been done originally. Another problem that we're having in here, and this is from the old builder, is that there's this is the hearth for the fireplace. Now, I know they're going to do a glass bead flame, and that's fine. And they're going to build it up above it. But this is, A, it doesn't meet code, and B, why in the world would you put a wood mantle, or a wood hearth, excuse me, wood hearth in front of a fireplace right there? It's negligence. I mean, the potential for fire is about 99%. So I'm going to put this in here and show you how they framed it on the inside. You can see that it's just wood frame. It's a 2x4. It's a 2x4 and it's got plywood on top, or OSB on top. Then you can see down in here it's hollow. So it was just it's a fire waiting to happen. The other thing is, and all the builders watching this will be able to relate to this, this is not to code, nearly to code for our fire non-flammable setback for these things. So where the opening is from here to here is about maybe 3 inches. I'm thinking 2.5, 3 inches. It's supposed to be 12. This is supposed to be 8. And down at the bottom, there's a whole different fire code for the hearth. And I believe it's about 2 feet or something, 28 inches, I think. that you have to have non-flammable material, but it also has to be below the hearth. There's a total inches that it has to add up to. And so this doesn't anywhere near meet anything remotely safe or to code. We're going to tear this hearth out, and we're going to pour this floor up next week, and then we're going to build a new hearth out of brick like it ought to be. And then on this top part, we're going to cut it and raise it up so it meets code. That's our project there. On this wall, we had another problem. If you look on the right-hand side and the left-hand side, you'll see, you can't tell from this picture, but we put levels on it, we checked it, and the floors are about the same height. The outside patio is at the same point of the plate. It's actually